Months ago, conservative Catholics criticized Pope Francis for remaining silent on the issue of abortion. Well, now it seems like the Pope may have changed his tune. During his annual State of the World address, the pontiff told the crowd, quote, "It is horrific even to think that there are children victims of abortion who will never see the light of day." Joining me now to discuss the Pope's remarks is HuffPost senior religion editor, Reverend Paul Rauschenbusch. Reverend Paul, thanks for being with us. As you know, his predecessors had spoken out, had delivered quite a few sermons against abortion. The church obviously considers this to be murder.
Correct.
What do you make of his comments?
I think he's, putting it out there. It was in the context of a throwaway culture. He was talking about the elderly and people want to throw them away. He was talking about the poor, no jobs, discriminated against. So it was in the context of a wider idea that he's putting forth around a culture that doesn't value, people. And so it's, the headline. What's interesting is that the headline is Pope talks about abortion.
Right.
Because frankly, he has not talked about abortion, and it has been a big problem for conservatives.
Right.
I did a quick, word count. He talks about peace 21 times in this talk. Mm-hmm. He talks about poverty 7 times. He talks about abortion exactly 1 time.
Yeah.
He mentions abortion once. Doesn't mean he doesn't care about it.
Right.
It just means that it's not, it's not all-encompassing as it is for many Catholics.
Yeah, it's not a central issue or a critical issue, perhaps.
I would say it is a critical issue for
him.
him. I would say to him. I just think that what he's seen too often is that that you begin to think, oh, a Catholic, oh, you're just anti-abortion.
Yeah,
that's you. That's who you are. And I think what he's saying is this is a part of a much bigger platform, and we have to remember that. So he's including it in his platform.
Right.
But frankly, this isn't really his one issue like it is for many Catholics.
And I think that's what I was trying to get at. It's this notion that a lot of people, to your very point, are now looking at this and saying, well, maybe this is just his way of giving kind of a nod to conservatives, because he probably doesn't really care about this as much as
I don't think that's true either. I think this is clearly part. I don't think you become Pope with having a. He doesn't have a. He's not pro-choice. At all. But so that's ridiculous. What he is he's very. I think he is. Intentional about the way he delivers his talks. And he has signaled time and time again, he wants to be a big tent church. He wants to have a lot of things on the table as important to Catholics and not limit it to a very small, culture war idea. Right. He wants it to be a big church.
And that alone, I would argue, is inspiring.